I went to Popeyes. I also look incredibly red. I don't know what that's about. I can't figure out if this is a weird sunset thing, but even my palms are super red. I can't figure it out. I've been trying to make this video for like 10 minutes and I just look magenta no matter what. I am using this weird new sort of telephoto, like ultra wide clip that goes on my iPhone. So if I take it off, maybe that will make me... Oh, well, shit! I don't like how that looks. That's a little too up close and personal. We're just gonna have to settle for wide angle and red. Today is Sunday. It's March the 20th, and it is the first day of spring. I was just sitting around clicking through YouTube and like just hating on the fact that nothing's the same. You know, nobody I like used to love to watch makes videos anymore. And then I realized I really don't make videos anymore. And, you know, rather than just bitch about it, I figured, well, it feels good whenever I contribute. So I just thought I would just make a video. I have no plan for what I want to talk about. I had a really rough week last week. I've been doing really great, like up until last week. Just sort of on a high ever since Nick and I got back from our wedding / honeymoon in New Zealand. New Zealand was incredible. I was so inspired the whole time that we were there. We were there for about 2 weeks and traveled all over. And as cheesy as it sounds, the thing that really impressed me the most were all of the colors that I saw. I mean, it's Middle Earth. It's the Shire. I mean, there were like green shades I had never seen before. And it kind of just made me realize that I want to live my life in full Technicolor. Just no more muted tones. And when I talk about this, I'm not just talking about actual color, but the levels of life. And I don't want to keep just kind of riding the middle. As a Taurus, the middle is a place that I'm very comfortable in because I love my security and my routine and my stability, and those things bring me a sense of security. But and I'm not talking about wanting to like run out and quit my job or like switch up everything in my life. I want to really show up. I figured that one of the best ways to begin that this year is by being more active. And so I signed up to run a 10K at the end of February, and it was in New Orleans. So Nick and I actually went back to New Orleans. We hadn't been in like over a year. We rented a house for like a long weekend, and he ran this half marathon and I ran a 10K because that's where I'm at. But it was the farthest, longest distance I've ever run. And it went great. And I had trained for it. I was on like this 6-week training program, and I was just, inspired myself. I really impressed myself with how the whole thing went. So I decided I'm going to run a 10K every other month. I'm not saying that I enjoy running because I really fucking hate it. But I know that it's good for me, and it kind of just keeps me active, and I feel like I'm more clear-headed. At least I did until last week when we did the spring forward time change thing. I don't know what happened, but all week I was out of whack. Like, you know, it stays lighter later, so it's darker later than it usually has been. So I get up in the morning, or try to get up in the morning to run before work, and it wasn't happening. I just went right back to bed. And I did that every day, all of last week. And it really affected how I felt about everything else, you know? South by Southwest, the festival was happening, and I didn't want to do anything for it. You know, I had just a lot going on, and I just didn't really show up to much last week. So when I realized that today was the first day of spring, I just felt inspired, and I got up and I went back outside and I went for a run this morning, and I feel better. As I mentioned, I did get married. If you guys want to see, this ring is titanium, and there's a strip of meteorite inlay. And Nick has one that's a different style but similar. And we sort of decided that we wanted to do something a little different than your usual wedding rings. And I really liked the idea of including some sort of industrial element, because marriage is something, it's not, it's not a cakewalk, and it's something that you really need a strong base for it to really thrive. What's stronger than titanium? It's not too much. And I just like how it looked. And then the idea of adding something different other than like a gemstone, meteorite, it just really spoke to me, because quite literally we've got titanium, this industrial element like from the earth, and meteorite, which is literally a piece of the stars. We just really liked the idea of marrying these two opposite things, but these things that go really beautifully together. And ultimately, that's what marriage really is. It's two different people who are joining together to create something that's unique, and ideally something that grounds you and at the same time lifts you upward. And I really feel like, we really captured that in this ring, and that's what we really try to capture in our marriage. Married life is wonderful, and it just feels so good that the country is finally on board with marriage equality, and that it's not like, just something that is just a wonderful memory of something that we did while we were overseas, but back here at home, it doesn't really count. Like, it makes me so happy that that's not the case. What else? What else is going on? I guess not too much right now. I was very productive today. I've been doing a lot of checklists, making lots of lists for myself. I've been using this app, Google Keep, that just kind of lets me make notes and lists all the time. And it's really kind of been changing my life. I got this Fitbit. It's called the Fitbit Alta. And it just, you want to see? Look at how much I've done today. 7.13 miles of steps. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of like is exciting for me to keep track and see my progress and to see where I'm going. And again, this is all physical stuff, but I'm hoping that it will, extend beyond the physical. So, okay, I've been babbling for like 10 minutes. I'm going to stop talking now.